DC Dark Legion. Let's take a look.
Call Batman. Something's happening in Metropolis. Structure's rising out of the ground. No, not the ground. It's almost as if it's coming from nowhere.
Superman, come in. Batman to all available League. I'm getting interference, so I can't pick up your replies, but we need to meet in Metropolis right away. Arrow. Just you.
Wow. You really know how to make a guy feel special. How do we find Clark?
I need to take over Luthor's security system, and it'll help us find Superman quickly.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Break into LexCorp? Wait, don't tell me.
I was already hacking the external security kiosk. When you get there, you can go right in.
Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. Today we are going to take a look at DC Dark Legion. Sadly, there was a whole bunch of truckload of audio issues or various issues when I tried to make this video. The audio from my microphone was horrible when I tried to make some sort of voiceover. But even the audio from the game sometimes would be terrible as I captured the footage, or even the footage I captured. I had to redo the editing from scratch because sadly there was some corruptions in the file somehow. So there was a truckload of issues making this video. So I hope you guys can forgive me. So normally I would have commented as I would play the game, and you would still have the audio from the game itself. Sadly, not really an option. So as you saw, we did start in the open world. There is an open world that you can explore with your character, and you do start with the character of Green Arrow. But as the game progresses, you will gather a squad of characters, both superheroes and evil supervillains, to fight the evil forces of the Batman Wolves. So the game is a mixture of exploring the open world, as you saw earlier on in the video. There's some cinematics, but also sometimes there are just characters that will pop with a dialogue balloon to tell you the story. Sadly, producing cinematics is pretty expensive, so I guess having just a character with a bit of dialogue to fill in the story was used as a cost saving measure. So by using tricks like that, they were able to pretty much keep the cost down of producing the game. Although the game has not been released worldwide just yet, from what I understand, there are some people who somehow have access to the game, some people that don't have access to the game. Now, why was this not released worldwide for some reason? I have no idea. It seems to be something that happens a lot with mobile games. Sometimes these games are available just in a few select places. Also, most people don't seem to even know that this game exists. So I guess there wasn't a lot of advertising made for this game. I saw some YouTube ads, and that's pretty much the extent of it. So I can play this game here in the Great White North of Canada. Although I do use an application called the BlueStacks in order to be able to play the game on PC. Like I do play the game on PC, I don't play the game on my phone. So that is how I was able to gain access to the game. And as you can see, so you start the game with your friend Green Arrow. So you start in the open world, but then you have to infiltrate the LexCorp, and you have to go and try and save your friend Wonder Woman. So you have this little mission at first where you have to sneak around LexCorp. Uh, but that pretty much acts only as an introduction to the world, and also it sort of kind of teaches you to play the game, but not really because there's a lot. Like here, we can see we have to pretty much hack a computer using our super hacking skills, which is something that we almost never use in the game afterwards. The same with the mission here, where we have to infiltrate the LexCorp. It's something we do here to get the game started, but later on it doesn't really work like that. Like basically we explore the open world, and then when we do encounter enemies in the open world, or when we need to go into encounters in the open world, it pretty much switches to a map where it's just our squad versus the enemy squad, and that's pretty much it. So we don't really have interior maps like this one. But this year serves pretty much as an introduction to how the game actually works, even if ironically enough, most of the game doesn't exactly work like in this first mission. Yeah, combat is pretty much the way it is explained in this mission, and you do have ultimate abilities that we will see right now.
I never miss a shot! Diana! They better not have hurt her.
She's just in stasis, but if you destroy the machinery, she could be injured.
How do I get her out safely?
There should be an access key. Possibly in those robots you blew up.
Got it. You think it'll work without raising an alarm?
One way to find out. Take it to the instrument panel.
So here you can see we can interact with the enemies after we defeated them, and then we can interact a bit with the environment. But it doesn't really work like that most of the game. We do interact with various things in the rest of the game, but we do interact with things in the open world or stuff like that. And the hacking bit that you see right now, it's something that we've used in this first mission, and I don't recall ever using it ever again.
Oh, easy. Might take you a few minutes to...
Luthor. I would have words with him.
Or not.
You've triggered an alarm. Get out of there. I've sent an escape route to your JLA communicators.
Amazons always find a way.
So we've just saved a Wonder Woman, and it is the first character that we recruit to our squad. So at the start, we start with Green Arrow, Wonder Woman. Batman will help us out a little bit later, but he's not really going to be part of our squad. But later on, we will be able to recruit Batman and officially add him to our squad. So early on, you can tell that in the game, they wanted to have some sort of interaction between the cinematics, the gameplay, and the exploration. But ultimately, what they ended up doing is that there is an open world that we can explore. And then when we do encounter enemies, or when we do reach certain encounters, then we switch to another map just for that one encounter. And then we go back to the open world.
We're in! Close the door! How did Luthor capture you?
A false distress call from Wonder Girl. I was struck by an energy I've never encountered.
His note said he attempted to replicate your God's given power. With limited success. Apparently, the materials required are pretty rare.
Rarer still is an Amazon's fighting heart.
Look out. I'm picking up.
If you had any sense, we'd be allies.
Point me at the target.
So usually the maps for the encounter are pretty much like this. So it's a small area where you have your squad facing the other squad. At the bottom, you saw the characters we had access to for our squad. Obviously, at this point, all we have is Green Arrow and Wonder Woman, but eventually we will fill out our squad. So as the battle starts, you can select the characters you want to use in battle from your squad. And here we will see the ultimate attack from our friend Wonder Woman.
Grant me strength.
So you saw Wonder Woman as an attack that will stun a whole bunch of enemies. It's a pretty powerful and useful attack, at least early on. Sadly, some enemies will be immune to her stun attack.
I never miss a shot!
Idiots. You're preventing me from saving this world. The collision of positive energy and dark energy is the only way to destroy that tower.
He's stalling until more robots can come. Leave him. He's no threat now.
Wait. If I know Luthor, he would trust no one else to keep this.
No! That crystal holds all the positive energy I have!
Which you took from me. Now I've taken it back. Goodbye, Luthor.
So after each battle, usually we go back to the open world, and then from there you can either explore, or sometimes you will be guided to your next objective.
We need to discuss next steps. I'm sending you coordinates for a secure rendezvous location.
So the game will often guide you to your next objective, although you can explore the map and try to find other objectives that are hidden into the map. And as you travel through the map, you will encounter some evil enemies, so you can try to avoid them, or you can simply fight them. The choice is yours. So you will be able to explore the open world, and then when you do reach an encounter, then you do switch to a map specifically just for the encounter.
Batman? I have a few notes about your choice of meeting places.
There are too many robots. You'll have to hold them off.
Until what? Batman? Until what?
So here you have to fight some evil robots, and then once the encounter is over, you'll go back to the open world.
The enemies are increasing. What should we do?
Thanks for saving me some.
I never miss a shot!
So Batman joined us into the fight, but he has not joined our squad officially just yet.
About time you pulled your weight.
I've got plenty to fill you in on, but we need to move to another location.
All right. Tell us about your findings.
This has to start with the tower that appeared here.
What kind of obscenity? Have you found Superman here?
Yes, but I'm afraid Luthor was telling the truth. He's not in his preventing anyone from approaching the tower. My instruments show he's suffused with an alien energy.
Hold on. Luthor wants to kill Superman. Don't tell me you're with him.
Of course not. Superman knew this might happen someday. So he entrusted.
Kryptonite.
I've crushed it into powder. We'll use just enough to subdue him. But if we're going to take on Superman, we need all the help we can get. I brought some things.
So from this point, we'll see the character selection we have access to. Although we don't have access to those characters just yet, sadly we have to unlock those characters. Either we have to get them at random, like there's various mechanics that will give you some of those characters at random. Although sometimes you don't get the whole character, sometimes you just get a few crystals. Basically, you need a certain amount of crystals in order to be able to unlock the characters. For example, if you look at Aquaman, 0 out of 40. So you need to gather 40 Aquaman crystals in order to be able to get the Aquaman NPC into your group. So most of the time, you will have to gather crystals in order to be able to get the NPCs you want. Although sometimes there are certain mechanics that will grant you the NPC right away. And then you can use those crystals to make those NPCs stronger. And there are some NPCs like Deathstroke that you could get through some special events. Sadly, those events are available for a limited amount of time, although you could still get the NPC at random through various mechanics. But for some reason, you could purchase certain NPCs, like you could purchase Harley Quinn from the marketplace. She did cost $2, so I figured instead of trying to rely on random and hope to get the NPC, for $2 I just bought her from the marketplace. So at this point, there's a pretty good selection of characters you can get for your squad, assuming that you do manage to unlock those characters. So early on, obviously, you will be limited to the characters you have in order to be able to play the game. But the more you play the game, the more you will unlock characters, and it will give you a bigger selection of characters to use in battle. It would seem they will add characters from time to time to the game. From what I understand, they just added a Scarecrow to the game not too long ago. But I have no idea how often they will add the characters. Will they add a new character every month? A new character every 6 months? I have no idea at this point. From what I understand, they seem to want to add more and more characters to the game. They seem to want to add more content to the game. I guess we're going to have to wait and see for that. I will make a video looking specifically at the characters a little bit later. So you do have an open world that you will be able to explore, and it seems to be a pretty big open world. It is divided by a whole bunch of maps, and even those maps are subdivided by even more maps. So there's quite a lot to explore in this game if you want to, but there's one thing we should look at. There's the safe house. Basically, you will have a base, a lair, a safe house that you will have to upgrade. And those upgrades will either make your character stronger, or they will give you resources, or they will allow you to be able to gain access to better gear as time goes by. Or it will also allow you to upgrade your gear later on. So you will have to build up your squad of characters. You will have to do some exploration in the open world, and you will have to upgrade your lair in order to be able to make your squad a bit more powerful. Early on, it will be simple enough to upgrade your lair, but as time goes by, it'll take more and more time to be able to upgrade your lair. It'll take more and more resources, and the same for your characters. Your characters early on, when they're low level, it'll be simple enough to upgrade them, but the more your characters become high level, the more it'll cost you resources to upgrade them, and also it'll take you time to build up those resources. I've been playing this game for a bit now, and I have to admit, it's a fun game. If you enjoy exploring the open world, you should have some fun with the game. If you enjoy building up your lair, building up your base, you should have fun with the game. And also, if you enjoy playing with the DC characters, and basically if you enjoy building up a squad and fighting squads of evil enemies, you will have fun playing this game. There's also a bit of PvP that you can play. There's a whole bunch of challenges, a whole bunch of trials, and more. Overall, it is a fun game, assuming that you do enjoy exploring the open world, that you do enjoy building up a squad and fighting some evil enemies. So I will make various videos looking at various parts of the game in more details. For example, I'll take a closer look at the characters, the character rosters, but I'll probably also make videos about each specific characters once I do unlock those characters. I'll probably make a video looking at the PvP aspect. I'll probably make a video looking at the various challenges in the game. And more. We shall see. But overall, it is a fun game. I've been having fun with this game for a bit now. And you can play the game for free. So there's no reasons not to, at the very least, try out the game. So there we go, guys. So this covers DC Dark Legion for now. But I will make more videos soon. I guarantee it.